What's going on, Jerome's? We're starting out Monday with a story straight from the, department. Jordan Schultz, the Game Day, formerly ESPN, very dialed in. Respect his work a lot. He tweeted this out. Kirk Cousins has zero intentions of taking a pay cut. Sources say, I'm told an extension could pay Cousins 33 around $40 million per year. Now, Schultz, like I mentioned, is dialed in. He was one of the first to talk about Deshaun Watson potentially having interest in the Vikings. But on this one is a little bit of, yeah. And then the second part is the second part just seems like agent fluff. Like Mike McCarthy dialed up Jordan Schultz like, hey, Jordan, what's up? We want this much. Right, this is the typical BS that you start hearing this time of year. Again, it's BS not from Jordan Schultz. It's BS from the agents putting it out through various insiders. And this happens with the top tier meat eaters as well. This happens with Pelissero and Schefter and Rap Sheet, etc. So again, take everything that is reported this time of year with just a hint of salt. Just a little bit. But, I mean, the whole Kirk Cousins has zero intention of taking a pay cut. I mean, that's obvious because the only time Kirk Cousins ever took less at any point in his career, not in Washington when they had to franchise tag his ass twice. They couldn't work out a long-term deal, even though Daniel Snyder's basically thrown money in free agency at everyone. Remember, he signed Bruce Smith, right, to stupid money. Back into Antoine Randall L, Adam Archuleta. No, but on Kirk Cousins, he's like, That's because Cousins and Mike McCartney are financial gangsters. Like, I respect it. I respect the hustle, even though it sort of hamstrung the Vikings at various times, especially this year with the $45 million cap hit in 2022. I get it. But again, the only time that Kirk Cousins has ever turned down an extra nickel in this league is when he turned down the Jets, who reportedly had $90 million fully guaranteed on the table in free agency 2018. And he's like, I'll take the Vikings. I'll take the Vikings. That's two bad beats. Again, the dumbest rivalry in sports history. Hey, they had Anthony Barr, and then he's like, no. And then Kirk Cousins is like, no. It's tough, man. But like I said, the second part, I'm sure, is just posturing from the agent because, I mean, if it's true, and we're already starting the negotiating in public, the opening salvos, because what's going to come out next is an insider will say that the Vikings are diligently working with Kirk Cousins, but the other side is obtuse or whatever, or something to that effect, because that's what happens. Again, dusting off all of these lessons that we bring out every offseason. When things are silent, when things are quiet, things are going well. When there's chirping in the media, that means that one or both sides ain't working out. All right, and I mean, the Vikings, one of the options is to extend Kirk Cousins, to lower that 2022 cap hit. Kevin O'Connell, Kwesi Adofo-Mensah, KOC with a history with Kirk Cousins, if they think that he's the guy, and again, 33 in today's NFL, he's going to be 34 in August, that's still relatively young. I mean, it wouldn't shock you if Kirk Cousins has 4 or 5 really solid seasons left. But is he going to be that guy? Because Kwesi and O'Connell have to decide. It's like, hey, this is our window. Because, hey, if this doesn't work out in 4 years, we're going to be fired. We may never have an opportunity to have these jobs again. Do we want to put all of our eggs in the Kirk Cousins basket? Is that what we want to do? Because extension then would make the most sense because you take care of him long term. Again, you lower his 2022 cap hit, but at $40 million per year, I don't know. We've gone through 4 years as Vikings fans of dealing with the Kirk Cousins bar tab, right? But now, if he's getting Mahomes, Dak, Josh Allen money, I don't know, man. I don't. But also, this could complicate the trade market because a team trading for Kirk Cousins, especially if they give up substantial draft capital, a first-round pick and some change, they ideally would like him for more than one season. So they would probably trade or work out an extension before the trade as part of the deal, and now they're stuck. It's like, so if the Broncos and George Paton or the Browns and Kevin Stefanski, all of a sudden they want to trade for Kirk Cousins and extend him, but now they're like, $40 million? $40 million per year. Nah, I don't know, man. But I still think that the only plausible solution outside of trading Kirk Cousins' ass, which who knows will happen, is adding a couple void years, spreading out his cap hit, and then guess what? If he balls out, and say the Vikings win a Super Bowl with Kirk Cousins, then give him all the money. I don't care. We can be a poverty franchise for 20 years. I don't care. I got a Jerome Barney. We got her one time. It was like the Bucks after 2002 before Brady came to town. basically, or the Jets after Super Bowl III. Yeah, you forget that the Jets won a Super Bowl. Joe Namath, I guarantee it. Woo, good times, man. But I don't know. Like again, this is something that is so obvious that it's probably true. Kirk Cousins not interested in a pay cut because you would think. So Matthew Stafford, when he was traded from the Lions, like he could have pressed for a new contract, even though he is at the twilight, the back end of his deal that he had in Detroit. So it was a very palatable base salary because remember, they didn't have to pay any of his signing bonus on their cap because that was already spread out on the Lions. But now Stafford is going to be capping for some more money. Maybe they don't retain Austin Corbett or Brian Allen or OBJ. Then it's a mess. Because you saw what Stafford, on a very reasonable salary and cap number with the Rams, was able to do. They were able to bring on Von Miller. They were able to bring on OBJ, even though he signed for a minimal deal. But yeah, surrounding guys with talent, and especially having a good offensive line. Because going to Kirk is like, hey, Kirk, can we bring your base salary down to 25 minus $10 million bucks, and then we will spend that on free agent offensive linemen. We will bring our guy Brandon Scherf. We will steal James Daniels from the Bears. We will bring Brian Allen, Super Bowl champione, over from the Rams. But no, I don't think it's going to happen. Now, Kirk could shock us all, although I'm not holding my breath, because maybe Kirk will say, hey, I'm 33, going to be 34. It's time to think about legacy. Do I want to be known as the stat-stuffing garbage time quarterback guy, a la Matthew Stafford, who never really did anything? Or do I want to pull a 2021 Matthew Stafford, go out and win me a Super Bowl, and then, hey, everyone else, F off. F off. Because guess what? Say the Vikings rework his deal or whatever, or maybe Kirk does take a pay cut, probably not likely, and then he hits free agency next year as a Super Bowl champion quarterback at 35. Again, still with a couple of good years left, or the Vikings give him all the money. Couldn't you sell that to Kirk? Taking a small step backwards to take a big leap forward? Because wouldn't that be appealing to Cousins and his agent? Hey, take a little bit less now so we can build a super team around you. Go out and get your paper. Go out and get a Super Bowl ring or at least contend for one, and then hit free agency next offseason and get stupid money again. Probably more than the 3 for 84 fully guaranteed. Maybe 3 for 120 fully guaranteed. I don't know. But yeah, this is going to be the storyline of the offseason. The Cousins contract has become a millstone because, again, Rob Brzezinski, he's our guy, but Spielman and that extension, we knew, when we knew 2 years ago when he signed that extension that 2022 was an untenable balloon payment. Of course, that was before we found out that the cap wasn't going to go up a lot over the last 2 years. But what can you do? Can't blame circumstances. Got to get it done. But yeah, Kirk's probably not going to play ball. Shocker there. But your thoughts and our thoughts. Kirk Cousins, zero intention of taking a pay cut at this time. Let us know in the comment section below. Subscribe for daily Vikings takes. Want to support the work? Put a little something in the Venmo. But until next time, Skol, production value.